Hey everyone, how we doing? I know what you're thinking. Lynx, you're back again with another video so soon after the last one. And why yes, I am a god of consistency. Thank you for noticing. But anyway, jokes aside, today I'm getting into basically my run-in with Team Go Rocket for the month of December. You'll know that Giovanni has recycled, the Giovanni questline has recycled again. So once the annoying part of getting 5 Pokestops spun, 5 days in a row, that's out of the way, it was pretty much downhill from there. So what I'm going to show you here is pretty much all downhill from there. It's fantastic. I was really happy to finish off the quest line, especially on stream. Thank you to the guys that showed up in the stream audience. They were really cool, really talkative, and kept me going after some really hard long night shifts. So thank you so much for that. And if you guys want to join in, eventually, links are in the description for the Twitch stream. Cheers. But we're going to go through basically all of the things that Team Go Rocket can have. Basically the leaders. Every Pokemon that they can have in their various slots, just so you don't fall into some of the same holes I did along the way. Although some of them may not be included in this video, but I did lose a lot of times, just a lot. You just can't help it, but sometimes you can. So, going through and starting with the very, very basicest one is Cliff. I find him the easiest because he's basically soloable with Marcham. You just go in with Marcham and he can pretty much wreck any combination of Cliff's Pokemon. Pokemon Go Hub is reporting like Lucario and Swampert as well are really, really handy. But basically, he will have Meowth as his opening Pokemon. In his second slot, he can potentially have the Snorlax, a Sandslash, or a Flygon. That's where your Regice comes in, and or your Swampert if you use him for the Sandslash, or your leftover Marcham for the Snorlax. And then in his third slot, he can possibly have the Tyranitar, which weak against the Marcham, an Infernape, or a Torterra, which the other Pokemon I aforementioned are also good against them. So yeah, he's easy enough. Moving on to Sierra. I'll leave a link, by the way, for what I'm reading. It's Pokemon Go Hub. Because, yeah, going through all the combinations on film is really, really stressful. And especially trying to edit out the ones where I lose. Showing them on camera is just embarrassing, guys. Come on. Anyway, she leads with Sneasel, the one I desperately want for a shiny, like, Sneasel. That would be great. I'd leave it as Shadow. I so would. It looks so dark energy. I'd leave it Shadow. Sneasel is her first Pokemon. The second slot can be taken up by Hypno, Lapras, or Sableye. Once again, this is a quite Marcham heavy theme team. If you get the right lineup, you can just go in with Marchams. If it's Sneasel, Lapras, Houndoom, you can pretty easily do it with 3 Marchams. It's really simple. Hypno, Sableye, I would just use a Bite Crunch Tyranitar. What are they saying? Lucario, there's the Melmetal, and Tyranitar with Bite Crunch Stone Edge. So, third slot can be taken up by Alakazam, Houndoom, or Gardevoir. Houndoom I got a lot of. I've had a lot of Houndoom and a lot of Gardevoir. Not many Alakazam. So that's where the Bite Crunch Tyranitar really comes in handy, because if it has Charm, it really hurts. That's where switching around can help, because things pause when you switch in, when you switch out. If you didn't know, I'm here to let you know. You switch in, you switch out, you do a charge move, they do a charge move, the opponent pauses. The NPC pauses attacking. So if you didn't know that, use that to your advantage, because otherwise things can go wrong very fast. Arlo is, again, a pretty simple one. He opens with Scyther, which I know for a fact this Melmetal strategy for Scyther is so good. Whoever did that first, brilliant thinking, because Melmetal is super good against, I think he resists either Night Slash or the bug fast move that Scyther has. Thundershock, Rock Slide, and Thunderbolt are the moves you want. But basically just Rock Slide to burn those 2 shields on Scyther and then be able to take him out with the Melmetal still. Arlo's second Pokemon can be either Magnezone, Crobat, or Gyarados. Gyarados is a huge problem because I always bring in Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar's to potentially deal with the Charizard or Dragonite at the end, but he always just brings in Scizor on me. It's a pain. So, Fire for the Magnezone, I would just use. Crobat can go down to Rock Slides if you still have Melmetal there. And Gyarados, of course, you just want to blat him with as much electricity as you possibly can. Again, you could do a Melmetal, but whether he still has enough HP left is a different question. And Scizor is another fire type. So if you line Magnezone up with Scizor, if you get that combination, it's quite easy to run through with, say, like a Entei with Flamethrower, especially when there's no shields. It's pretty easy to just run through them. And then your Dragonite and Charizard go down to your Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar, which I like to use. That one's good. But Pokemon Go Hub, by the way, is mentioning that Mewtwo with Psycho Cut, Psystrike, Ice Beam, and Blaziken with counter Blaze Kick, Focus Blast. Yeah, they make sense. They make more sense. But anyway, I'm going to jump back over to this video that I had edited together so I could sort of talk over. We're going to be jumping straight in the battle against Arlo. And this one is probably my favorite to actually battle. He's really, really fun. So what you'll be able to see in action here is what I was talking about before. The fact that Melmetal is able to burn those shields really quickly while still be able to take Scyther's attacks, and also being able to take Scyther out as well. As a last minute thing, I switched to the Tyranitar, which luckily he has the Crobat, so I'm able to start smacking him down straight away. And he brings in Charizard at the end. So the exact right team for me to go up against with that combination. And do we end up with the shiny Scyther? Of course we don't. Of course we don't, guys. I'm kidding. Of course we don't. So, we move straight on to Cliff. Just the way I've put these all together is just back to back to back. And he opens with the Meowth, which, disintegrates. Not disintegrate, because Snorlax then gets 2 shields to be able to burn on him, which is annoying. So, 2 dynamic punches go into him. And the fact that he has, looks like he has Zen Headbutt, is really putting a hurting on these Machamps. They are going down very fast. As soon as the Snorlax goes, I know it's Tyranitar's time to die. And yeah, we're just able to basically almost take him out with two Machamps straight, which would have been awesome. But not to be, unfortunately. And also not to be, Shiny Shadow Meowth still eludes us. Just for this last clip, I wanted to jump into the actual live stream for a little bit. The audio and video from it was on the morning itself, and so please forgive for when I turned my sound up, because I wanted to listen to the Team Rocket, the Giovanni music specifically. I've noticed that if you are wearing headphones, potentially can hear me a little bit better in the video itself, but I'll tune that audio out as soon as possible. I like it because it's a little bit of a genuine reaction. It's been, long-ish quest line, and it was a really fun stream, a really fun morning, and I was enjoying myself, so I wanted to share it. Without further ado, enjoy. Oh man, I'm super excited about this. No way. No shit! It's actually him! We got it first try again, guys. First try again. I've forgotten what I'm supposed to use. Lucky! I've done this twice, Tim. You just gotta sense them. Where am I battling him? I'm gonna go sit over here. So still encountered more Giovanni than I have
imposters. It's 2 none. Hopefully next month, though.
And here you can see I was just trying to figure out what I needed to use against Giovanni. Giovanni's Pokemon are pretty easy to beat. The last one will be the Shadow Bird that he's currently using. So in this case scenario, it was Zapdos. The other 2 Pokemon will pretty much, again, just be weak to fists. So just throw a bunch of fists at them and they'll be allergic as hell. Persian is his first Pokemon in this case, so the Marchant was a good call. In comes the Rhydon. So, yeah, again, allergic to fists. We're just going to throw as many fists at him as possible. But then I remembered that Rock Slide is a little bit less energy, so I threw that to burn the last shield, and then I'm going to slap him with another few punchies. Then Dynamic Punch him down, and I really shouldn't have done that, but the only reason I wanted to was to preserve the Marchant that has Rock Slide. As you can see at the start of the clip, I added the move Rock Slide just because I wanted to make sure that I had one around in case I needed to bring him up against the Zapdos. I almost didn't need to, though. That was quite funny how the Marchant that was useless at that point, nearly took the Zapdos down with just straight fisty punchy punches. Anyway, there it is. We Rock Slide him to death. Zapdos goes down. Giovanni goes down for the second time. I checked the chat. Sorry, guys. And yeah, fantastic. There's the Shadow Zapdos. It's not the greatest IVs. I'm not going to lie. But you'll see that in a second. They're better than the Articuno's one that I caught off stream and last month. So, progress. I'm so happy. Other than the fact that the shiny Shadow Pokemon are still eluding us. Again, let me know what your guys' plight is in the comments section below. And don't forget to have a safe and Merry Christmas if I don't see you beforehand. But I'm really hoping to see you beforehand with a PvP video. Is it enough of a tease?